I'm gonna grab my headphones.
Oh, well, the broadcast just started and it started right as you said that. So, but yeah, I'll just do my spiel. Grab your headphones.
Oh,
Well,
thanks.
I'm going to go in this elongated talk. All right. So, speaking of this elongated talk, hello for anyone who might be watching this in the future. You are watching a Gauntlet Hangouts game. For those people who don't know, Gauntlet is a community internet that gets together to play some great story games, role playing games, most of the time indie games, OSR stuff. It's a cavalcade, basically. You can check it out at gauntlet-rpg.com. Links down below on the description. What did they do? They have a fairly active blog. They have a zine that comes out monthly to its Patreon supporters. They just opened up their new forums in the wake of G Plus closing down. They've created a new place for people to get together and have chat. So check those out. It's all on gauntlet-rpg.com. Along that, also there is their big Hangouts calendar, which is where all these games are arranged, such as this one. The game we're playing in particular is The Veil by Fraser Simons, published by Sam Joko Publishing. It is a cyberpunk, powered by the apocalypse, post cyberpunk, post first wave role playing game where we're here to talk about the big important questions in life, about humanity, about technology, about our changing nature, the changing nature of our relationships with all of that. And yeah, so also we're using a campaign frame from the second book, Veil Cascade, called Holistic Blame. um but before we get into all the nitty gritty and before we get to introduce our folks, and I can't even pretend that I'm trying to stall for time because y'all saw that at the start, and I'm not going to trim this video because YouTube, I don't have that software. So I'm just going to launch into the next part of my spiel. Usually is safety tools. Since I already said safety tools, let's launch into that. But yeah, so before we get into the rest of the game, we usually have a bunch of safety tools we use here in the Gauntlet to make sure that people are playing in a safe and comfortable environment. We want to make sure that people are enjoying themselves first and foremost. And just like a minimum amount of comfort. So stuff we have is we have lines and veils. Basically, lines are things that we won't cross, that won't pop up on the fiction at all. We're not even gonna like allude to it. We'll try to make sure they don't show up in the fiction. We have veils, which are things that can happen in fiction, but we're not going to concentrate on that. Like, they'll happen off screen or a sentence at the most. Remind our players that our lines and veils are in the character keeper at their own tabs. Make sure you're cognizant of those. We also have the X card, which basically is a tool so that if we ever stumble into a scene where people are uncomfortable for whatever reason, whether it's something that they just feel uncomfortable, or whether it could be even something like a name or something they don't want to have to deal with, that's fine. If we summon to that, people are uncomfortable, you just say you want to X that, or you make the X sign, or you message me or the chat, or even in the Roll for Your Party link, there's a button there. And once that's done, I might ask exactly what we're Xing, but no one gets to question the card. If it's played, it's played, and people respect that. We will roll back and start over and try something else. Finally, we have an open door policy here, where basically, if anyone here on this call needs to take a break for whatever reason at any time, whether they need to step away because there's an emergency or they weren't just up to it, or even just you want to call a break now, like I'll try to have some breaks, but if you really need to, you can call that at any time, and we'll be understanding and we'll try to accommodate you. Life happens sometimes, and we'll just have to roll with it. Okay, so that's enough about me. Let's talk about our players and their characters. So, like I said, The Veil is a weird game about weird cyberpunk. It's not Yo Daddy Cyberpunk, which is a tagline that Fraser should have gone with. But no, he's not going to do that. He's smarter than me. That's why he makes role playing games and I don't. So let's introduce our players that all returning from last session and get like so say your name and your pronouns and then introduce your character. Just like a quick spiel, and then I'll do a recap, and then we'll just go straight into our game. So I'll start with the order I have here on my screen. Alex, tell us about yourself and your apparatus.
Yes, I'm Alex, and I hopefully have better sound now. Good. There were some technical difficulties. Anyway, I'm Alex. I live in Stockholm, and today I will be playing Polia, the apparatus, which is an android mechanical of sorts of totally unknown origins so far, and is very peaceful. That's my only state. That's what I'll begin with.
Let's see if we can add some more states into that, make you a bit more human. If you want to be like that, I guess. Up next on the screen, Christopher, tell us about yourself and your mnemologist. There we go.
Yeah, the tough word again, right? Yeah, hi, I'm Christopher. I'm from Germany, from the lovely town Munich. And I will be playing Bahar tonight. So Bahar is a mnemologist. So that means he's dealing with memories of other people. So Bahar is a Middle Eastern looking guy or girl. It's not really obvious. She likes to wear like vintage clothes and vintage gear, which is mostly for appearances. So she just likes to dress like this and likes to use gear that looks like vintage style. She runs a nightclub, which is all about like intimate, sensual, kinky, and bustling stuff. So perhaps we have some time to explore this. Let's see. Yeah, and that's Bahar.
Hopefully we have time to explore that. Up next, Pavel, tell us about yourself and your architect.
Hello, I'm Pavel, and I use he, him pronouns. I play Kes, who is also using he, him pronouns. Kes is an architect who has been recently slacked into a new body. He died, and he had this like middle-class backup procedure. Probably he lost like a year of his memory because his last backup was like last year or something, or maybe shorter, but yeah. And he's trying to figure out like how it's connected to the death of this wealthy, rich person, Arista Jordan. And in the meantime, dealing with all those people in his subconscious that appear over there, because Kes was slapped into a body of a person that he believes was kind of like a terrorist government agent. Who knows? But they have this like weird abilities that he didn't have. And it's weird because they are in there. They are like with him in his subconscious, and they sometimes appear, and it's weird. Yeah, that's and Kes. It might be. It's how I see Kes. That there's also a photo in the image board, for if you guys wanna take a look. Kes is like a Latino skin tone with like a slightly damaged face. We see that he's like his chin and he's like part of an eye. That why he has like a cyber eye has been totally replaced with like a big piece of metal. And he wears this like display wear, which in too many places it's fancy, but in too many places it shows that the logo probably of Arista Jordan is from Foresight. It probably has the logos of the Foresight in too many places to show that this is a new Slack. This person has been recently slacked. It's sort of to like ease their transition, that people will know that he has been slacked, but also PR for the company. Hey, we make Slacks, just like this one. So yeah, it's his part of the cyberware and promotion and PR.
God, that's a lot for Kes. Last one is Slavik. Tell us about well, first tell us about yourself and then your honor bound.
Hi, I'm Slavik. I live in the UK and I'm playing the resident honor bound. Her name is Sawako, and she's all about those obligations. She serves a kind of an institution called the Temple, in which people who want to get rid of their obligations, or maybe they want the Temple to take care of an obligation someone owes them, can come and see what can be done about it. She has a very strict moral code to which she adheres, and she probably at the moment doesn't really have much life outside of the Temple itself. She is specifically interested in Arista Jordan because she wants to see why that person has been exonerated of all the obligations when she died, except that she's still alive, so she gets to reap all the benefits of dying with none of the drawbacks, and that just itches. That just itches.
Yeah, well, again, more questions, a lot of questions to answer. We'll see, we'll get through them. Okay, so I'll do a quick recap of what you all found out last session, and then we'll do our starting session moves, and then we'll see where you all went from there. So, as mentioned, this campaign frame is set in the city of Prudence, which is a powerful, ecologically balanced city that creates cutting-edge technologies like Slacks. I say ecologically balanced because they create technology where they're one with nature. So the richest parts of town, which y'all went to, is all leafy and green, and then the higher you go up, the less leafy and green it is, the more poverty-stricken. As mentioned, you were well, some of you were gathered. One person blundered in to help solve the murder of one Arista Jordan, who is a successful former Foresight scientist, who kind of semi-retired and is kind of working for running her own company of Slack, her own Slack design company called New Life. 48 hours ago, her Slack was found dead, and the authorities have ruled it a suicide, but thankfully she survived thanks to a backup that she made. But she believes that she's not the kind of person who would just off herself. So she's kind of contracted you folks, and Bahar, I guess, included, to basically solve this mystery. And you got a few tidbits. You met her partner, her paramour, Molly Walker, who's a bit of a flighty, materialistic woman. Who took a shine to Polya. You got some leads from Arista to start. Like, basically, yes, her obligations were all between the Temple erased, but that's between her and Sawako's mentor, Tenzo. And Kes was contracted along with her friend Mina to create a private cache at this nightclub, this club, not a specific nightclub. It's just a private club for rich people called Digital Illusion. And why Bahar erased her memories of Arista Jordan, that's Arista says that's for him to figure out. It's not Arista's fault. And Molly took a shine to Polya for whatever reason. Wonder why. So let's do our starter session moves first. I'll go by the order of the character keeper here. Sawako, yours is bound. So it's fairly simple. You don't have to roll. So whenever you begin a session without a task involving the enforcement of obligations that's been broken, choose one from the following. The MC will work this task into the fiction as appropriate. So I don't think, you don't have anything. I mean, you kind of jumped on this case but there aren't any obligations are broken at the moment. So you can totally pick one from those.
I think I'm going to go for infiltration or assassination.
All right. So I'll think on that as we're going through this. I'm sure you'll get a call at some point. Yeah. And next one is Polya. Yours is, look at the sheet. Oh no, there. The birth. At the beginning of each session, you're going to roll 2d6 without us adding a state. So, if you get a hit, the MC will ask you a question and you answer it, but it's a miss, you ask the question and I'll answer it.
Um,
do you have the link for the roll for the dice roller room?
Yes, I do.
So just roll 2d6.
That's a 9.
9. All right. So on So on a hit, I will ask you a question, and you answer it. So, all right. Jeez. All right. I'll ask the very bottom one because I want to know what you think about this. So, why are you no longer with your creators?
Oh, okay. That's an easy one. I was a defective model, actually. Not sure exactly why, if it was just a production error or someone interfered. So if it was defective on purpose.
How do you know you're defective?
Yeah, that's a good question. Do I know?
I mean, you can act defective, but you might not know.
No. What I mean is like I might know, Alex. Like we might know outside, but my Polia might not know that the region, right?
Yeah, true.
If it's within the boundaries of the move, at least.
Yeah, I think so. So we can definitely, like, for dramatic irony, you can keep that in mind.
So I would say it's probably the latter, actually. It was someone's intervention why I was defective. And the defect was that actually I was supposed to be, take some terminology from Mass Effect, a VI and not a full AI. So I was supposed to be limited in my intelligence or in my conscience. Was not supposed to be fully sentient, and they unlocked something that manifested very late in the manufacturing process. So I was disposed.
And we're calling sentience a defect now.
Well.
All right, and the last one is Bahar. Yours is, so you run the store at the beginning of a new session at the MC's discretion, which we'll add here. Yeah, we'll let Jets roll 2d6 without a state.
Okay. That's a 6.
Oh, okay. So Mark and XP, I did not have the time to create something. So Mark, just mark it. The column that's roll for a part. You just said you earned 1 XP. So on a miss, you lose cred, and then the MC chooses an option from the 7 to 9 results. Well, mark off 1 cred for now, and I'll bank on that for later. Okay. So, I forgot to mention one more thing. Well, another thing that Arista Jordan pointed towards you is that that you could also talk to the homicide, the leader of the homicide unit to look into a case, Hilda Air, and she would have more information on, like, say, like, the weapon and whatnot. But she's kind of already concluded that there was a suicide. But she would have the most information on the case.
Can you please put that NPC and also the place where her Slack was murdered into, I don't know, NPC and places?
Yeah, I'll do that in a minute. So you've kind of been let loose. So while I do that, think about what your characters want to do now. And you want to come with, I'd say that you've just been let out of Arista Jordan's house, and
can you please, because you reminded me of this, like the digital illusion, but I don't remember what Arista said that I worked for her to create. Is like her club. Has she said that, or what was the context there? Because I know I asked, have I worked for her before?
And then what you found is that you worked for Foresight before.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, and you were contracted to create this private cache, which is basically like it's like a digital space that's exclusive for specific people.
Aren't people creating Foresight aren't people creating caches to escape from Foresight?
Oh, some people are, but Foresight also creating their own caches. The caches are a generic technology.
Okay.
Yeah, so like it's like Slacks, really. So
perfect, amazing, yeah.
Yeah, there is like a big public cache that anyone can connect to called the Reservoir, but some people just build their own stuff. It's like, the difference between a forum and a the difference between an open forum and a closed forum.
Yeah, I think as we are let out, because Kes is like also really fascinated that with Polia, he would like turn to the others and say, well, as it seems we are working on this job together. I don't even dare to tell you, the mighty Honorbound, what to do. But Polia, I wanted to ask you if you would like to accompany me to this digital illusion. I'm pretty sure if I have worked for Foresight before, we might find some interesting information over there, because I kind of feel it's somehow connected to the case.
I will not object, but why do you mean you feel like it is connected? Do you have some information, some leads, or is this just a feeling?
And I just like point at the like Foresight logo. You see, as you know, I have been slacked recently, and I was murdered as well, but like few days before Arista Jordan. Like, I don't recall this memory because my backup was like half a year ago. I'm not so well off like Arista, but you see, I worked for Foresight to do it. She's from Foresight. 2 employees of Foresight dying in mysterious circumstances. It's weird. It just, I'm not sure if you know. I'm sorry, I don't want to offend you, but it's like, the thing, the sixth sense that something adds up, and I just need to like connect the dots.
I will follow, if nothing else, just for curiosity about this sixth sense and how effective it is.
Thank you.
So while this is happening, I saw you unmute there, Bahar. You gonna say something?
Yeah, I could imagine that when we leave this house of Arista Jordan, that as I think Bahar is Bahar the only one who knows all of you? I think so. So I could imagine that Bahar stops when we like exit this building and turns around to all of you, and she looks a bit joyful at all of you and goes like, well, this was certainly quite an experience, meeting this infamous Arista Jordan. And I know there is some connection between us, but I cannot put my finger to it. But I know that I have some connections to all of you. And this is very, very curious. And I'm really excited that we can explore this together. So where are we going now?
Are you implying that we were chosen for a reason other than we're capable of solving this?
I'm not going that far, but perhaps. I mean, who knows the intentions of those, the ones being like super rich, the ones beyond imagination. I cannot fathom what is in their mind, but I find it really, really interesting.
I need to speak to my mentor at the temple. But I will accompany you on if there is promise in your avenue of exploration.
Well, probably we will need to like go to this club, see what's there, and then like go and probably go into this cache. I'm not sure if you wanna go and explore this cache. I'm not sure if I will manage to get all of us the access to it. 2 people is less than 4, but you're more than welcome to come.
That's convenient to be able to, at will, exclude us from this group effort, isn't it?
I'm not sure what to tell you. This is basically I'm no longer employed by them. I will have to and you see Kes is like uncomfortable saying we will need to, I would say, use deception to maybe get access to the cache itself.
All right, so you're all going to digital illusion then?
Sure.
Okay, so digital illusion it's in the seedier end of town. In fact, actually, let me ask you this question. What does the seedier end of Prudence looks like? Like, what does that mean to, what does it mean to be seedy in this nice ecological place? So with you, Sawako, since you're a legal enforcer of this place, what makes it look shady?
I would say it's seedy because there's way more virtual reality than there is physical reality. So if you have all your virtual augmentations off, you would just see bare walls, wiring out in the open, clogged drains. It's just a dump. But from the virtual perspective, it's all prim and proper. It's been modeled to look just fine, except it's a bit generic. You can tell that they could just plaster the whole all surfaces with bog standard library of surfaces and finishes, and obviously there are advertisements everywhere. Every single surface is covered in some sort of an ad.
All right, Cass, what about the veil here that leads you to believe that an architect worked on this facade that Sawako described?
And we are talking think specifically about this place, digital illusion, or the entire district?
Digital illusion specifically.
Yeah, I think it's like you see an advertisement, and one of them is made the lazy way, and the other one is like a masterpiece, and maybe we even see that probably like there are a lot of more fake things that have no material substance underneath. Probably we see and could probably maybe get it that this crowd, that part of the crowd is like fake, so that people think that there are more people in the line to get in than there actually are. And maybe around the place we see people, we see the, I would say, fully VR controlled advertisement that actually talks to the people walking in, not just is an advertisement. It's like a person standing there and talking to you about some stuff and inviting you to the club. But those are but these are totally VR stuff. It's quite expensive, quite hard to maintain, and yeah, it's far more unreal stuff only existing in the Veil over here.
All right. So one of these advertisements comes up to you, Polya. What's it offering to you that you probably didn't expect that humans are into?
Fancy clothing, I would say. And maybe with a twist. Actually, I'm thinking, since we have the veil and we're having this augmented reality over everything, that humans, at least, are not just buying clothes for themselves, but they're buying clothes for others, which is how they would like others to be dressed. And it would be something like, of course, you would buy the fancy clothes and the expensive ones, and they're really nice for you. But maybe you want to buy not so good clothes for the others, so that you will feel better for yourself, because you see everyone else dressed down while you're dressed very finely. This is almost incomprehensible for me. I do not understand why. Well, I can deduce why, but I cannot get a good grasp of it. So I think they're offering me clothes for others, actually.
That is a strange custom. And last but not the least, Bahar, you're a business person. You know of all these establishments because you have one of your own. What have you heard about digital illusion that makes you envious about it?
Yeah, I think they just have the better crowd. I mean, they somehow manage, even in like this shady region, to draw like a really, really rich crowd, like lots of people willing to spend lots of money on partying, on just going there, on enjoying themselves without much effort. So there's not a lot of, I would say there's not a lot of like marketing, advertisement going. It's just like this total word of mouth thingy going on. So everyone's talking about this club, that they need to go there for whatever reason. There's like probably multitude of reasons, and it's totally hyped, and they just draw like a lot of people in. And yeah, I'm putting so much effort in my club to make like a good and lasting impression, but I cannot manage to get this like to go viral like they're able to go.
Yeah, so you think, you see this crowd that is kind of, partially there's some of it fake, but maybe some you can't tell as well as Cass can. And there's blaring advertisements, so you can't really even see the building. There is a line, and there's like a bouncer who has got like a hoodie, and you can see the kind of like neon stripes, like tears come to their eyes, and they're kind of like, next, you're not on the list. But then they see the crowd of you, and he raises an eyebrow. It's like, oh, Zeus, is that you? And he's looking at you, Cass.
Yeah, and I'm like in the first moment, like surprised and like quite shy. I said, yes, of course. Like, why would you even think it's not me?
Well, it could be many things. After all, you're so cavalier with your slack there that it could be, but And he's kind of looking at you. It's almost like he's trying to like, no, it's clearly you, Zeus. Who are your friends? Usually you climb here alone. Usually more discreet than this.
Just a few more of my compatriots that I decided to come in here, celebrate the new business deal. And what better place to come and celebrate than in the digital illusion?
Well, we're all here to celebrate, and we know you have your credit here is always good. But Zeus, you've kind of used up your credentials in the past month or so. I'm not sure if Hanch Go is just gonna let you bring in whoever you want here. So you're gonna have to do some out of character. You're gonna have to. You can get in fine, but He's looking at the other three and is like, so, I know Zeus will vouch for you, but I don't. I need to make sure before I just let any people in. If
Like, I don't know the name of this person. Like, the name like doesn't ring a bell. And suddenly, like, just next to him, like slightly behind him, we see the real Zeus just like appear and just like wander and just like talk to me and just like says, just offer him that you will, like, I don't know, upgrade the cache or work on the stuff, like stuff like that. They always need some maintenance. And I'm just like, for a moment, like surprised, and I just like kind of like turn the back to my like friends, and I just like slightly lower my voice and just like says, come on, man, don't make me like look bad. I will, work on the how about this? You don't make me any troubles with getting my new clients in, and I will do some work on your system to improve it even better.
that sounds like a sway when you want to get an NPC to do something you want, and their motivation would line up with yours. So you're gonna roll. How are you feeling right now, Kes?
Yeah, that is really complicated because Kes isn't like used to completely bullshitting and lying. States. I think I'm going to say it's kind of like scary. This is not the usual venture that Kes goes to. They were like a cache builder, like a regular corporate worker, not like lying his way into places. So I'm going to roll with Skirt.
All right. Roll plus.
Wow.
Wow. All right.
At 12.
All right. So on a 10 plus, they do it, and you choose one. Actually, yeah, you only choose one. So you still need to give them something, but instead of a 7 to 9, you choose instead of 1, you choose 2. But yeah.
Then give them something now rather than later. You need to favor. You need to give a piece of yourself to them, body or heart.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, I think we kind of established this, that I'm going to owe them some serious credit.
Yeah, and I think you say that you're gonna do maintenance. It's like, Zeus, you're always so helpful. I'm sure Hansch and the rest are gonna be delighted to see you. Come in. You feck off now. Let them pass. Yeah, the door kind of like, you can tell it's just a door, and I think kind of most of you probably can tell, but it looks like the door is collapsing outwards, just like filtering out. And yeah, you have entry into digital illusion, which as the kind of like the entry where you go into, you think like, it's a club, it's dark and moody, and there's mood lighting everywhere. It kind of is, but you can tell that there's a bar there, there's some people mingling, but you can see most of the people are in these booths that are kind of like these man-sized phone booths. Some of them are just standing there. Some folks have like comfy seating, but they are just kind of like connected outwards. And I think around this point, Sawako, do you know, like, how does your temple contact you?
I usually just go there. There is no veil in the temple, so if you want to page me, you have to go to the comms guy. There's a specific station, like an old-timey phone booth. You could say something like that. It probably does video and connects to the veil, but there's maybe even a few stations, but it's not easy.
Yeah, I think there is one here just because like it's required by honor-bound law.
I'm imagining that they can just wire me through the veil, but they need to go to that station themselves.
Yeah, no, yeah. I was asking, like, what do you see when they wire you through the veil?
Oh, just the same as other people. They appear in the corner and they can join the conversation and something like that. Like heads up Skype.
Yeah, I think you get that. You get a message from your temple, and it's fairly unscrutable. It is just some orders. It's the name of a person where they are, and whenever they say that, you know that like they've broken they've broken something. They're not going to tell you what exactly. And I think the name of this person is his name is Marcus, and he can be found apparently at the Castle of the Broken Sky, which is a construction found at, surprising enough, at Digital Illusion.
I see. It's like proximity alert.
Yes.
Right. And what did the poor motherfucker do?
Oh, well, let's see. I don't think the temple tells you unless you kind of ask for like more info. But
yeah, I would probably do that. After all, I'm going to be judging the guy in a couple minutes. So
yes. So what he did is
I think it's not just about what he did. I think I actually want to know why he did it. What was the intention behind what he did? But
well, that's something you'll have to ask. But what he did is, I'm not trying to make sure to phrase it exactly. Oh, let me get a drink.
Okay, so just tell me what he did, and I'll probe him when I see the guy.
Yeah, so he was a regular at this place called the Store. This store is probably this store is run by this person, this nemologist Bahar or something.
Right.
And well, he tried to basically tried to, I'm trying to think exactly, is either rob the place, and you think it's like, hold on, I need to make sure I got the right person actually, because someone owes Marcus something, or either that or Marcus owes someone something, and I might have gotten mixed up.
I owe him cash.
Yeah, so you owe him obligation. So this is not that, but he has definitely broken an obligation. He basically has, I think you probably get this communique as well from your bouncer G Bahar, that like someone has kind of like broken into your store and tried to make off with technology that extracts memories. And what the temple has heard is that Bahar has used that technology. Not Bahar. Marcus has used that technology to extract the memory of someone very important, and it's showed up at Digital Illusion to basically sell that at this place inside this private cache. That's what the Castle of the Broken Sky is. It's inside the cache.
I see. Oh, so I would have to plug in to find the guy.
Yes.
Okay. So what happens when I plug in? Do I still get to do everything I could out in the real world, or
well,
how does it work?
It's a bit more matrixy. We'll get to that because you haven't plugged in yet. Because
very well. Yeah, I get it.
It's a privilege to plug in, because once you kind of come in, the four of you, and after you got that message, and Bahar, you get that message saying your store has been broken into, and someone's gone off with your memory tech. Let's see. There's a description for him. This man kind of like sees kind of like the lobby. Well, he sees Zeus. There's another man with like big flowing robes and this hood with like a neon strip over it. And this man kind of has like his irises are glowing neon, and he kind of goes up to you and it's like, well, it's been a while, Zeus. I was hoping your visits would be more frequent, but they're always welcome.
Yes, of course. I was busy. I couldn't come in, but hey, I'm here today.
Well, it's always good. It's always good to have you around. What is your business in Digital Illusion today, Zeus?
I'm here to celebrate a new business deal with my friends, and maybe as you're serving them some drinks, some warm-ups, I can take a look at your at your cache to make sure it's running all well, all good, and it's well oiled, as well as all those things that are outside.
He looks at your friends. My, you keep a motley crew with you these days, Zeus. An honor-bound warrior and a temple attendant. And you, Bahar. Fancy seeing you down here at my domain. I do not think someone like Hansh Go was worthy of the great nemologist. Zeus, you keep some strange company indeed. What have you... Surely you must have some scheme planned here, Bahar. I will not put it past you. What's your relation with Zeus?
Well, let's say I know him from the past, and I let my fingers run across like his arm and chest and snuggle up a bit on him.
Let me see. What are you trying to do here? Let me look at the basic moves here. Are you trying to probe him? You want to examine his reactions, or are you trying to get him to do what you want? What are you trying to do? Are you just cuddling up to him?
I'm trying to basically... Yeah, perhaps I'm trying to probe him actually and see what his reaction is to me doing this. Yeah.
All right. So when you pay attention, study, or examine someone's reactions during interaction, you roll. How are you feeling?
How am I feeling? Perhaps a bit confused about all this. I can't really, yeah. I don't really know what's going on yet. So I would say I'm a bit confused.
Right, let's look at the emotion wheel. So you have to pick one of those 6 states. That's how you.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
under scared.
Scared. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So roll +1.
So that's a 12.
Jesus. All right. So mark and spike there on a 12. Let's look at the move here. Oh, that's the wheel. On a 12, you can ask 3 questions from... Actually, no, that's analyze. I'm looking at that. Oh, you're still hold 3, and you can spend hold 1 for him to ask the following questions during this interaction. So you've kind of sidled up to him, and he's all, oh dear, Bahar's doing their thing again. All right, try to firm up. So you have 3 hold while you're still talking. So anytime you can spend that, you can ask the following questions.
Okay. I do have a special move here when... So is this the first time I meet this person?
I think...
yeah.
I mean, I think he knows of you. But you knew of digital illusion. But like he said, he did not expect you to come down here. This man's name is Hansh Go. I'll put that in the NPCs. Hansh. Hold on, I'll put that there. Hansh Go. Yeah, so I think this is kind of the first time you're meeting him in the flesh, and you have a special move for that, right?
Yes, I have this Santa Claus of the subconsciousness.
Would you have an extra question?
Yeah.
Nice.
What could I offer them in order to get them to? What is this guy's deal here in Digital Illusion?
He is the proprietor.
Okay.
So that's another question. Where's the proprietor of this place? What does he know of Zeus?
So,
right. So you don't have to ask the questions now if you don't want to. You don't have one to pick. But if you have one, we can fire it off, and then we can continue this scene.
So just from my understanding, so you said it's like something special to get hooked up to the cache. So it's not like something you would automatically do when you come in here?
Yeah, you have to pay for it.
Ah, okay.
Basically.
Okay. So it's not like something for special guests. So it's accessible for everyone.
Yeah, it's accessible for everyone, but you have to pay. But some people get it for free. And I think at this, Hans go kind of like, when you're signing up, and he's kind of like, well, we know you're a special guest here, Zeus. So as always, after all, you hooked us up here with this new cash. So you're always free to hook up, and I assume your friends want the privilege as well. And he's looking at you, Polya and Sawako. They're trying to look away from Bahar.
We are here on official temple business. You will allow us to access your cash immediately. Please.
Ooh. Let's see. It's okay. I think this is also. I think this is also another sway. Actually, no. You're making an ultimatum. You're not.
Oh yeah, but if I make him an ultimatum, I need to say what's going to happen
if you don't get it.
If I don't get it, so I suppose
you have to say it in character, but
right. You'll allow us to access your cash immediately. Otherwise, there will be trouble. And I'm intending that, invoking the idea that I'm above the law and I can do whatever I want with him.
Of course you
and I will resort to violence if provoked.
Oh my god. All right, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm probably peaceful.
Oh, Jesus.
This is routine.
Okay, roll. Go ahead.
Righty-o. And I got 13.
Wow. Okay. Mark on a spike. You peaceful warrior. You. All right.
Sorry. No. 12. 12.
Jeez. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. It's a 10 plus. 10 plus. They have to choose: make you carry out your threat or back down and give you what you want. Hanshko is not a warrior of any type. I think he shrinks at you and is like, well. Of course, anything for a warrior of the honor bound. We will not dare to get in the way of your business. We will not ask.
I said immediately. Please carry on.
Okay, well, of course. And he kind of, I think partially he's glad for a reason to get away from you, Bahar. And he's kind of like, Zeus, I assume you'll be joining your friend in his errand, or are you here for other business? As he's kind of goes off to an empty like booth and he's kind of like setting it up.
I'm trying not to mess with this business as well. I will take a look at your setup, make sure everything is running, flush the cache, and make sure that Positronic Matrix is not clogged with some unauthorized hacking attempts.
Zeus, Zeus, always practical. I admire that. A lot. And yes, you are honor-bound friend, you'll jack in. What about the two of you? Bahar and I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. He looks at you, Polya.
You never asked. Polya.
Polya, will the two of you be joining your friend in this to go into for her business?
If it's not too much trouble.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. Nothing but trouble. We here are a fine establishment. Here to cater to any whims there is. And what about you, Bahar? Are you joining in or are you staying here with Zeus? I mean, Kess. I'm already forgetting.
It's complicated.
Yeah. I would say if you stay here, if you go, you're gonna lose the hold you had because you're gonna be away from Hanshko. But if you stay here, you still haven't used those hold from.
No, I will stay here. I will stay here.
Okay, cool. So, all right, Savik asked for a bio break. We'll do that. Say 5. You know what? It's been an hour, 10 minutes. Let's say 10 minutes. That's a good, decent break. So, see you at 1/4 past the hour.
See you.
Leandra, I just wanted to ask a clarifying question, because all of this thing between Cass and Zeus is already quite confusing. But I'm under impression that Cass is like very freshly slacked into this body.
Mhm.
So when I asked have I worked for you before, I actually meant the old, now dead Cass worked on this cache, and Zeus could also work on this cache. Why not?
Yeah,
I'm just
that
like
is what's happening.
I just like
So-
make, I just want to make sure that I'm now under assumption that my old self and me now work on this cache, and now we learn that apparently Zeus worked on this cache as well. It's that like
Yes,
correct.
that is what's happening.
Yes, perfect, because it gives me a perfect thing to learn. Hey, so you hired these two other architects to work on this instead of me. Like, what is it? Cool, perfect. And I just wanted to throw it out to anyone who's watching and still is confused. Who is Zeus? Because I think for people tuning in this episode, they might be quite confused. So Zeus is someone in Cass subconscious, the person I described who was previous owner of the Slack, like kind of like a shady government agent, maybe like a cyber terrorist person with like skills and all these fancy implants. And if people know Zeus, the guy that I'm not, I'm willing to play in and fool them and keep fooling them. But if you're confused, who is Zeus? It's a person in my subconscious who will appear sometimes. I now kind of like see the situation when like Samako is fighting this like Magnus guy, and he like contacts me and demands that I like I don't know mess with the like matrix, and I just like go and program like Samako to have worse stats than him, and just like interfered in this weird way with the matrix or something. Who knows?
Yeah, that's totally doable. If you're in the position to be able to do that, so you get there first. Interesting. There is an aid role in the there is.
Yeah.
Helper hinder. I have no reason to hinder anyone yet. Cool. So we're all back. Let's start with mixed reality team first before we jack in. So that's Zeus, Kess. That's Kess and Bahar. So I think Polya and Sako are now are in their own boxes. And they're about to be jacked in. We'll see what you see first. But yeah, so once their two-sided hunch go turns to two of you, and it's like, well, if you're not going to, well, I know you have business to look after, Zeus, with our equipment, after all, but Bahar, well, like I said, it's a surprise to see you in my environs. What is it that you're planning to do here?
So, you know, I just got this strange message from my club that someone actually broke in. And I was wondering if you happen to know anything about it. So I want to make use here of my probe and and spend some hold here. I basically want to find out if Hanchko knows Marcus.
Okay. Well, yeah. You spend a hold. You're gonna ask one of these
Yes.
this specific list of questions. Which one? And the one
So
you have.
I think it's the last one, right? How could I get him to reveal his connection to Marcus? Is it meant in this way?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
the move is how can I get you to blank, and you fill in the blank to reveal his connection to Marcus. Oh, I think he kind of like raised an eyebrow at what you said, and it's weird how you can tell this because he doesn't have any eyebrows, but you can tell he's raising it at you. But he's kind of like, well, Bahar, that speaks less to my vast knowledge of Prudence and more to your store's capabilities, is it? And I think the answer to your question is how to get him. You're gonna have to offer him something that his club has never had, which is a memory chip, a memory clip. I think just like get a chance to look at that technology. He's playing it like, no, you're gonna have to like prove you're desperate before I start telling you anything you want to know about Marcus.
Okay, that's fine. And I look around in my bags, and I will pull out this old looking worn memory chip and hold it in my hand and offer it to him.
He's looking at it with barely concealed want, but then he notices like your casters that there's like, oh, I believe you know the way, Zeus. It's just down the back, third or maybe fourth. You know how the veil is. It just misplaces it. And you know the way to our inner sanctum. Oh, coincidence, but you probably didn't expect this, but Ada Zhang is there, and I think you'd very much want to see her, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm just like completely playing it off. I had no idea who is he talking about. So yeah, sure, of course. But I would like to ask you a couple of questions before I get there. But yeah, I'll let the two of you gentlemen finish the business first.
Yes, well,
or maybe I will go there. Yeah, I will leave them, and I will go to find the inner sanctum.
Yeah, his directions are very vague and not helpful at all. But you can see the veil is kind of like cludging up the place, and you do have a move to lift the veil and see where you're going. I mean, that's a basic move, but other than that, he thinks you know where to go.
Yeah, I know. And well, I have to find a way. Yeah, it's so weird for Architect to trigger a move to turn off the veil.
Yeah, well, if you want to or not. Well, I'll say right now, when you go to the back, I should explain this a bit more. It is kind of like the back door, the back area is kind of like this. So the opening area is a bunch of boxes, but there is like it's a long hallway with like a bunch of doors that are sliding in on each other along the wall. You can tell that's an effect of the veil. As if to be like, ooh, you don't know where you're going. You're in Wonderland. It's a constant illusion.
Yeah, why not? I probably, as I'm walking there, we probably see on my heads-up display, I touch some button to like that basically says like give Veil a different vibe, and suddenly some parts that are clearly Veil based are like colored differently, so I can say which is real and which is not real. So yeah, sure.
All right. So yeah, when you try to pierce the constant illusion of the veil. No, it sounds more like you are reconfiguring the digital environment of the veil. Is that what you're doing, or are you just trying to see through the illusion? What do you think?
I'm thinking. I'm not really reconstructing it because I don't yet know where I'm going.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Not to get lost.
Okay. All right. So yeah, lift the veil. So yeah. Yeah, Roll, how are you feeling? Doing fine so far.
Yeah, I think this is the thing I'm like very used to doing. Like I need to know which is real and which is not real. So even though I don't like turning it off, but I feel very good doing it. So yeah, I'm feeling quite powerful with it. And correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm now using powerful, I marked powerful and remove one from scared.
Ooh, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's always helpful to remember that.
Yeah. 5 + 2, it's a 7.
But... All right. That's still a hit. On a hit, the MC will tell you something new and interesting about the current situation. So, impression. So, the impression you get when you kind of get through is like, you see like, you kind of see the digital shades of the people who have gone in and out of these places. For a moment, you see Mina, your former friend, arguing with this hooded person. You only see the back of, and they're arguing. You can tell Mina because she's got that hair, you know, and you can tell she's being animated, and then it fades out, and you see Arista Jordan kind of like walking kind of towards you furtively, as if like when you met her, she's projecting all this power and confidence, but here it's like she's trying to clamp that down. It's like she doesn't want people to recognize that she is here. You see that for a bit, and then yeah, more digital shades until you finally see Zeus, the Slack you're in, kind of walk to the far end and just walk through the wall that's at the very end of this hallway instead of any through the doors. And let's see, let's see. I mean, that's an impression anyway. If you got a 10+, I would have given you would have heard like what Mina was talking about. But that's kind of, it's a good enough impression to like get you where you're going. Yeah, so you could tell like, yeah, where the intersecting is. You can see now the wall, the quote unquote wall, is a very good managing of the veil. But you can tell it's not real. You can't just walk through it.
Yeah, I just take a deep breath just to look like I'm doing where I belong, where I always have done, and I walk through the wall because I've pulled this trick on people, so I'm kind of like, I'm certain that there's like a passageway through this wall to the inner sanctum, so yeah.
And we will find out what's behind that wall after we get back from our other team. So you're jacking into a cache, to a digital environment. How does it feel, actually? I'll start with Sawako. How does it feel to like your subconscious is kind of being basically mechanically being pushed through a bunch of wires into this digital space? How does that make you feel?
I think there's a bit of a lapse in being conscious. As if you're undergoing anesthesia for a medical procedure. You just wake up and stuff is different, but not very much. You can tell that some time has passed, but it was like you were sleeping, maybe.
All right. What about you, Polya? How does it feel?
Well, not that different, to be honest. Maybe a bit disorienting before readjusting, but yeah, I don't think it feels that much different. I also see the current world as like jacking in to something.
Okay, so I think when you jack into this place, and I think we'll say a bit that you Sawako, you ordered Hanshiko specifically to take you to the castle of the Broken Sky, and when you get in, you're standing on this field. It's nice and pastoral, but you can see just just right there in front of you is this. It's not even really a castle. It's like this. It's a long tower. You can tell, like, you just go, if you go in, it'll just be a flight of stairs going up and up. But the top of the tower has burst open, and like coming out of it is a font of images that's reaching out to the sky. And you can see that these images, are like video clips that are playing, these memories. They're kind of, billowing up to the sky. It's almost swallowing up the sky. That is there, and it's kind of breaking it up, so to speak. And
I want to follow that. So,
sorry, go on.
after you are finished.
All right, so you're in a digital space. So that means you can't. What's your avatar here in this space? Do you look exactly the same? I'll say right now, mechanically, you will have like the same stats and equipment.
Like, I imagine that I'm probably very similar, but maybe my face isn't prosthetic.
Ooh. And what about you, Paul? Yeah, do you look exactly the same?
Yeah, exactly the same. No imagination whatsoever.
And I think so what were you gonna do, Sawako?
I was just about to hurry to the place where I think the target is, the Marcus guy that I'm supposed to meet and greet, let's call it.
So once you walk up to the tower, suddenly one of the images in the big font up the video screen, which is showing like this weird chaotic nightclub scene. Suddenly it reaches towards you. It's like there's a string to it. It sort of reaches up and looks at the two of you, and you see this guy. Bahar, what does Marcus look like, since he's one of your regulars?
What does he look like? I would say, I mean, he's a dodgy person, obviously. I mean, he's stealing stuff. So I would say he's, I don't know, tall, average-looking guy who blends in any kind of crowd. I'd say he has like probably cheap cyberware, like obvious things, like perhaps cybernetic arm, eyes, not of the best quality.
So you see him kind of walk by in the video clip, kind of dancing, and then he sees the two of you, and it's like, I thought I paid that little toad Hanshiko his weight in silver to make sure I'm not disturbed. Who the hell are you two?
Can I reach into the scene from where I am, or is it more like a screen that I can't?
It's more of a screen. I mean, you could try, but no, if you try to reach it, you feel it's a screen.
I see.
You're in a digital space that he kind of controls right now.
Right. I'm here on temple business. I need to speak to you in person.
Temple business? What the hell do I care about those poxy band of honor-bound robots? You can't touch me here, my dear. Sorry, I saw you on mute there. Paul, you were going to say something? I saw you. You can't touch me here, my dear. I control this domain. Like I said, I paid my weight in silver and a bit of gold to that toad Hanshiko, and you and nobody else, no other assassins or murderers or any idiots who think they can kill me, can come get me.
There is no assassination involved as far as I am concerned. I promise you that once our little talk is finished, you will be relieved.
Relieved of what?
That's a yeah. He's got me there.
The burdens of life.
Do you say that out loud, Polya? Wow. Oh god.
I mean, probably not.
Okay. All right.
That's a shame. I was supposed to look at you approvingly.
Okay.
It sounds like another ultimatum. I don't think Sawako is the type to sway people. Is there? Oh, did you say that out loud, Polya?
I don't know. What the hell? Why not?
Okay.
Let's be a bit more aggressive, I guess.
Okay. So Sawako looks approvingly, but he's kind of said the wrong thing there. So what happens is Marcus kind of like, I knew it. Why else? Why else would you come here? Look, I did as I was told. I'm only here to protect myself. And before you could say anything, the screen retreats back, and you can feel the tower kind of trying to like burst open. As you can feel, he's frantically trying to like control the space. But the thing is, he's not an architect. He was only given maybe keys to this specific cache, and maybe at this point, Parallel Hanshgo is telling Bahar about how each cache is its own. Each box is its own private cache, and that's why. But he was told you to connect. But you were told him to connect you to this specific one. But this is Marcus's cache, but he's not an architect. You got a moment while this tower is kind of trembling. He's trying to change it into something else.
Right. Is there anything I can do with that, or is it something that only architects are capable of?
That just means like you have a moment to maybe go into the tower before he starts transmogrifying into something that can really hurt you.
Yeah, I suppose that I could do that. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if some
gives me
jamming would help.
If it gives me a window of opportunity.
Sorry, did you say something, boy?
If some jamming would help, like.
As in you help from the outside.
Well, we are jacked in, right? We are connected somehow.
Yeah.
And I have a jamming and encrypted interface.
Oh, hold on.
That's cool.
That is, yeah. Hold on, let me see. Ooh, yeah. I need to look up. Yeah, exactly. So you have an interface with? Yeah. Okay.
One of my cybernetics, yes, the interface is jamming and encrypted.
I think that is a chance. You can do something there. I think. What are you planning to do? Because you can't reconfigure like an architect can.
No. I'm just trying to present an extra obstacle for him to overcome, so that the window is larger. Our window for opportunity is larger.
All right. So if we look at your basic moves, you're risking this. When you're aware and act. Oh no, you're not trying to act, avoid, evade. I think you're using force to attempt to take control of the situation. So that's a neutralize.
Yeah, that sounds right.
All right. So how are you feeling? Oh, are you still peaceful?
Yeah, peaceful. Yeah. Well, I don't have anything else.
Peaceful. Remember, you have that move to generate humanity.
Yes, but I mean, it doesn't feel like it's triggered right now.
You don't want to understand this guy. Makes sense.
Not yet, but maybe just after that. I think it's responsive. I will choose, which leads to peaceful as well.
Okay. All right. So roll +1.
Ooh, that's a 5.
Ooh, okay. So mark experience. I just put it under the roll for a party link. Say you got experience of 1. Yeah, mark peaceful as well. So what's gonna happen is, so you try to jam into the interface here, but I think he notices your jamming attempt, and the kind of the doorway to the tower suddenly shoots out into this like thin wire and smashes into your chest. You are gonna take 2 harm. So that's light and moderate there. Do you have armor? No, you don't. Sorry. And so yeah, the wire is just gonna smash against you. It's gonna knock you down. that means there's an opening where the door kind of opened up to smack him. But before we get to that, let's jump back to the outside. Bahar,
just like out of curiosity, do we see like the physical Polya just like shaking the chair and maybe like something like emits some smoke from her? Does this harm like translates?
yes.
Matrix?
Yes, yeah, definitely. This is the Matrix. So I think there is a bit of a jolt, and we go back to the room. Hansh looks and it's like, I see your friends. I see your friend there likes to pick trouble. Well, we are due, I guess, for a mortality here in the club.
I think I'll.
Oh.
Sorry. I think I would like to send a message from within the veil, within the cache, but to Bahar instead of the architect.
Ooh,
That would attract less attention.
Wait, what's the message?
And the message is quite simple. It's just a picture and an ID of a person. It's Marcus. And the message says, if you would please kindly find this person in Meatspace, I would owe you.
You get a thumbs up back.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. What the emoji? No, we don't have time to answer that question today. What's an emoji look like in this world? Yeah, so I think you get that message probably like in your whatever interface in the veil, whatnot. But Hansh goes to get the memory clip. It's like, so is there anything in this? Anything special?
Of course, all memories are special. I mean, every single memory belongs to like an individual.
And yet you're one who profits on them. That's quite a racket there, Bahar.
Why not? Why not? I mean, there's so much profit in exciting. You should try it. I can help you.
Oh, I've had a few offers recently, but I did find them lacking. And he's pacing around, and he stops in front of a specific box, and he's like, you might already be aware of this, being a man of business in this place, but you should do very well to lock up your establishments, especially against irregulars. And he knocks at the box. And you can see through the plexiglass that Marcus is right there. And he's like, but this fella here, he came to me with a bunch of chips much like these. And he said that they're worth their weight in gold. And I said, yeah, they sure are. Because mnemology is for the study of few or none, save for you. And I thought, all right, well, surely this man deserves a reward. So I gave him what he wanted, but I got the feeling that he was small fry, playing at forces he couldn't control. So you and your friend are welcome to take care of him, I guess.
So what is it he wanted?
Sorry, say that again?
What is it he wanted?
He wanted safety. Something that's a premium here in Prudence. Don't ask me what he was running from. He babbled some nonsense about work for... Oh, you'll just have to ask him, I guess.
Oh, we will. We will.
Did you use any more holds on Hansh?
I mean, I still have them, so I would just spend one to figure out if he's telling the truth, just to be safe.
Yeah. Oh, he's telling the truth. He is saying that yes, Hansh, this guy Marcus, he paid his way here with those memory chips, but you're a much more delectable opportunity.
And then I was I want to know how Hanchko is feeling about this now.
At first, he thought you were a. I think this is going as he wants it to go. He's getting rid of this person who has people coming after him, apparently, and he's entering a partnership with yourself, the Nemologist. Yeah, he's feeling pretty good.
Okay.
So,
Well, the
oh, go on.
moment Bahar figures this out, I guess she is like moving a bit closer to Hanchko. Like putting like one hand on this box and like moving closer to Hanchko, and then she go, I really appreciate your help. And I think we need to stay in contact. I am very curious the chips that Marcus gave to you. But now I think I need to talk to this guy. Then I turn around and yeah,
By all
more or
means.
less, yeah, we'll open this box and yeah, pull Marcus.
Okay, so before we get to see the consequence of that, let's jump to Cass. So you walk through this wall, and you see, like, okay, you're the architect. You helped make this caches. What does a computer system overseeing his caches look like?
I think that we see like almost like a ship bridge. There are like multiple consoles and multiple like seats for people to sit in and operate those caches with like a chair in the middle that is like big and fancy and nice, and has also like a jacking point that you can like jack in from the like captain seat to inside any of the caches that are running here. And like all the walls around here are like virtual displays showing like the camera feeds from each and every cache. So probably like this like escapes cache, but probably we see somewhere on one of them like this like shaking tower and Polya being hit by something. But this is like one of many screens that are operating here. So like a round room full of consoles. I'm not sure if there are people actually operating this, because maybe there's only this one person you said that there is. And yeah, and all the walls on this like all the walls in this like round room are like covered with like a virtual display showing like the camera feeds from what's happening inside these caches. You are muted. You are still muted.
Whoops. Sorry. God. That 0 for 2 today on that and posting other thing entirely. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. There's only one person there, and she is kind of going through the virtual displays with like with virtuosity, you know, as if she's just doing it, and you can kind of see she has like this like shimmering like pink hair. And she's just wearing this like, she looks way too casual for the cyberpunk setting. Like she has kind of like just a nice beige sweater and some jeans and pink hair, and she's going through this, and then without even saying, she's like, "About time you came back, Zeus. I had assumed it wouldn't take you that long to decant back."
Does it mean what is there some special meaning to like decant back? Is there like special meaning to this?
Well, decanting is the process of getting into a slack.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, what she's saying is she assumes that something happened to Zeus and took a while to decant back to his slack.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I look at her. Well, you know, it took a moment. But I heard that when I was gone, there were some other people working over this cache. Some guy and some girl. Know anything about them? Like why replace me so quickly with some other people?
Well, you know how it is. You should know about this, Zeus. The work continues on. Like, I'm sorry if you felt like you're being replaced. I mean, don't worry. It took the two of them to replicate anything that you've done. You're still in the top. It's just what took you so long.
Yes, couple problems need to like slide in between some systems to get to get back into the Slack. So like, are you still working with those two architects? Or like, what's the deal? I'm not sure. Like,
oh, we took care of one of them. The other one is eluding us, but we'll find her in time.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. This is so sweet. I think we see Cass like approach this woman, and like and we probably like hear the electric monoblade just like starts to like vibrate a bit. He like turns it on, and it's like a vroom. And he says,
All right.
"You are going to tell me everything about what you've done to this guy right now."
All right. So that's an ultimatum. You say what you want and what you do if you don't get it. I think you made it clear what you're gonna do if you don't get it. How are you feeling?
Oh wow, yeah. I think like Kes is like really, yeah. I think this is mad. Like, come on, this woman just like said that they took care of him, like they murdered him or something. He's like enraged. Like he needs to know what happened there.
All right. So it was mad.
And the dice are with me. 11.
Ooh, all right. So I'll mark a spike for yourself there, mad. All right. So on a 10 plus, they have to choose: make you carry out your threat or back down and give you what you want. So describe again. Where's your blade at?
Where's my blade? I think I like had it like covered under the oh my god, words are escaping me. Under the jacket, and then just like take it out because it's like some kind of melee monoblade. So I just like take it out from the jacket and like turn it on, and I'm like holding it like down, like just like on the right side of me.
All right. So I think when you say that there, yeah, her virtuosity, whatever, stops, but it just stops in place. And she kind of chuckles, and it's like, you do realize that this is what you really think you're in a position to be making threats like that? She's gonna make you do. You gotta make her carry out your threat. It's like, I'll tell you, you're not gonna get anything if you kill me.
Yeah, I think we see like Kes like really like shaken now with like it's like a mix of rage and fear. But we see the Zeus appear like behind me, and it's like put a hand on my shoulder, and it's like says, "Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You wanna find out or not? Like, there's only so far kindness will take you." And Kes is like confused between these two people, but yeah, he will just like grab this woman like shoulder and just like put the blade through her like hand, and the coat like jam it inside.
Ooh, so that's a that's gonna be a neutralize. I need to see how how well you do harm. You're still feeling mad.
Yeah. I wonder, mad or scared? Yeah, let's go with mad. Like I'm like, yeah, this is not like Cass reacts, but she. Oh my god, I'm messing my own pronouns, but he's like, because at the beginning I thought Cass would be a lady, but yeah, he's like out of control. Like right now, he knows that she needs to tell him. Yeah. How bad can it go? Oh, cool. It's a 9. It's a 9 result.
All right, so on the 9, you generate 2 hold, but you will take harm in the doing. So you can spend your hold 1 for 1 during the scene to inflict harm or take one advantage. And that, of course, 2 hold. Suffer little harm or force a change of location, or impress, dismay, or frighten your opponent. So you have 2 hold. You can spend on either of those.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to like frighten my opponent and now I describe myself stabbing through her hand, so I think like inflicting harm is like just a natural. I have to like pick it, even though I hope it will not kill her.
Okay, so yeah, you're gonna inflict harm and frighten her. Okay.
Yeah, and as I'm doing it, I'm going to say like, you have no idea how far I will go to find out what you know.
Hold on, let me look at this woman's, not say stat block, but there are some moves related to her.
Yeah, and just out of curiosity, the electric blade has like shocking quality. So since I'm putting this through the console as well, there could be some unforeseen side effects.
Yeah, there could be. Yeah, so I mean, you will take harm as well. So what happens when you stab her? And you inflict 2 harm. Okay, all right. So just about. I think when you stab her, the frightened part of her just shoots back. So what it does is like you feel, because you're an architect, you feel the veil just suddenly like kind of coursing through her fingers, through your blade, and kind of like getting to you and shocking you as well. But I think you're probably gonna persevere through this because you're determined. You're scared and whatnot. But you're gonna kind of hit you with 2 harm, and I think you can kind of feel like just your willpower. Well, not willpower, but like just your physical energy kind of be overcharged and kind of scorched by the veil as it kind of enters you in a way that you're not used to outside the digital realm. Speaking of the digital realm, let's cut back to that. So Bahar has tried to pull out Marcus, but without like the necessary protocols, which Hans forgot to tell you. So what you see, the 2 of you, is this tower wobble in a way that towers are never meant to be, or never meant to wobble. And the sky just start to break, and it's like a tear coming down from the sky, and it's tearing through the tower as well, kind of almost unpeeling it. And you can see inside the tear is an entryway into like a club space. You can hear the music, the bounce of it, but the music is distorted. There's a scratchy like vinyl quality to it, almost like whatever's producing the music is kind of in between these 2 worlds at the moment because someone's interfering on the outside. So the place is now open. What do you do, Sawako?
Polya, I look at Polya. We need to get out of here as soon as possible.
Agree.
Yes, I think the nightclub space. I think as you say that, the nightclub scene starts oozing out of the tear, as if like it's actually lapping its way towards you.
Is this something that I should be afraid of?
It's up to you. Are you afraid of this? I'm just describing what's happening.
No. I mean, would a person familiar with the world that you are describing consider this a threat, or is it normal? Does it happen a lot?
I mean, depends on what people are into, but I don't think many people are into that. Oh, well, look, digital illusion characters do a lot of things. Maybe they cater to psychotic break from reality, like what's happening right now. No, I don't think this is. I don't think this is normal for people. I don't think what you can tell is kind of like the digital space is kind of been distorted because someone pulled someone out prematurely. So this is like a breakdown in reality is what's happening.
Right.
And then I think you can see kind of like in the miasma, you can see Marcus kind of like being pulled out to the outside, but you want to escape.
Okay, I think I'm going to concentrate as hard as I can and try to pierce the veil to boot myself up into the physical body, into the meat that I belong to.
Okay, all right. So yeah, how are you feeling?
Hopefully, I suppose I grab Polya with me, or her, veil construct, with the hope that I can initiate the motion for both of us.
Yeah, definitely. And
I'm definitely scared. I think this is, I'm running, so there's no way that I can negotiate around that. So I have some dice here, and I've rolled a 7, including the stat,
which is 1. So that's an 8.
No, that's 7 including the stat.
Oh yes, yeah, okay, cool. So on a 7 to 9, you will So on a hit. So I'll tell you something interesting about the current situation. So I think what you do is going to happen. Maybe I should have made you roll risk. It doesn't matter. You got the hit anyway.
It can't be risk. I got a hit. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In the doing of it, there will be a cost, complication, or choice introduced by the MC.
Sounds good.
Okay. So I think the complication is. Just as you and Polya getting out, I think the weird jelly-like substance of that nightclub scene just shoots out, much like how the tower did to Polya, and kind of like hits the both of you, but it's not harmful. Instead, what's happening is this memory is coating your own mind. Your constructs here are your mind. So this memory of yours, and let me see.
I've got some pretty traumatic memories for you to choose from, if you'd like.
Yeah. Oh no, I know exactly which one. So when Marcus stole those memory chips, he implanted some of them as if like, oh, I know this information, and some of these chips were stolen from Bahar, so he didn't exactly know. These are all like subconsciously just don't know what they are. I think Polya and well, stop me if this is a bit early because we are only in your second session, but I think Polya and Sawako, the memory they're gonna find is okay, so Bahar and Cass. The two of you can collaborate on this because Bahar, you have this memory. You kind of took this away from Cass, but like, what's the memory of your death, Cass?
I think the memory I sold to Bahar was the memory of me waking up in the slab, not on my death. But we can rewrite it if you want.
Okay, all right, no, okay. Because I was looking at other people's notes. I thought it was the memory of your death. Okay, so it is just you waking up. Oh, I think
at least that's what I wrote back on my obligations.
Okay, all right. I'll add
yeah, because there are more of them.
I know it is. I'll add something to that memory. So when you wake up, and this new Slack, and you wake up to someone looking over you, and it's Polya, or at least someone who looks a lot like Polya, looking over you, and obviously you're not privy to this, Cass. Polya and Sawako is seeing this. This person who looks like Polya is looking at Cass, and you can see the two Cass' eyes, and they're like, the expense we had to get through to bring you back, Kess. In this body, you better raise hell for us. And and that's the memory you get as the two of you are jolted out of the Castle of the Broken Sky back into meat space. And I think when you jolted back, you see Bahar over there has just pulled out Marcus.
What condition is he in, Marcus?
He's jittery. Oh, sorry, I accidentally knocked the table there. Made myself look jittery. He's kind of shaking. He's like, put me back. Put me back. I was safe there. I was safe there. Bahar, you asshole, put me back.
Not happening. This is not happening, Marcus. I need to know what's going on.
You don't want to know. You just be another target.
So Sawako reaches into a pocket inside his sleeve and retrieves a small mirror-like disc. It looks a little bit like what's it called? The blank. Jesus, I forgot the silicon blank. You know those silicon crystals that they used to print CPUs on, the mirrors. And he throws it in front of Marcus, and the hologram starts projecting, showing the moment in which Marcus has incurred his obligation, retrieved from Marcus. This is the temple implement that kind of allows me to judge what happens. And it's usually a very sad experience for most people, and it kind of gets them to, if they are weak of mind, it gets them to admit that they really done some wrong. And you've got to move for that.
Yes, yeah, tools of the trade. So Indeed. How are you feeling?
I think I'm quite shaken, but I don't know which of these would that.
There is a emotion wheel. See if shaken is on that.
All right.
I will check.
Where is it?
It's in the Veil ref sheet in the drive. It's the very last page. I'm not sure if shaken is on there, but like there's a lot of emotions. It's a lot of emotions.
There should be.
There should be, yeah. No, shaken is not on it. I don't think. If you're going for like shaken, like confused or discouraged, or not discouraged, but like bewildered or
bewildered, yeah, bewildered would work.
Yeah, so that means you're leaning towards scared. So.
Okay, I can go for scared. I wanna see how that happens. What's gonna go? Okay, I rolled a 10. Wow, that's pretty nice.
Pretty nice. We should stop using dice rollers. Just rely on our own dice.
Hey, I prefer to fail. I like them XPs.
But yeah, true. XP is good as well. I think
I take out his sad.
Yes, and I think he sees when he incurred his obligation, which is the mistake that harms another, and I think you don't see what it is, but he sees it, and he breaks. He just cries, and kind of like the wires on him. Or whatever, how he's connected. He just sees that, and he just cries, and he just cries, and he's crying. And he's like, I was just scared. All right, I thought I was doing good. I thought that they promised I was doing good. I said I don't want to die. Yeah. Let's cut back from there while you decide on what to do with him. Back to the inner sanctum. So you frightened this woman, and where did you stab her again?
I stabbed her like she had her hand on the console. I like hold her arm and then just like stabbed through the hand into the console.
I think he screeches that and cries and just looks at you with this like menace, and you can see like this woman is like her face is it's quite powerfully built. Like she has a chin and cheekbones that can cut up butter, let me tell you. But she looks at it and she refuses to scream. She just and she's like, what did I just say? You kill me, you're not gonna get anything. What are you hoping to do here, little boy?
You're gonna tell me what you have done to the architect working here when I was absent. And why?
She's let's see, what's she going to do? You can tell she's kind of trying to pry her arm out, and then she's just like, well, I don't see why you would care about that, Zeus. But given that I had killed you only a few weeks ago, I can presume you're not Zeus then.
Well, your guess is correct, Sherlock Holmes.
All right. So I think she when you say that, she just looks at you like, oh, you're not the Jesus Christ. I think she just smiles and says, well, you might be an architect. What's your name? Les or Mess or whatever. But you've still got some finer points to learn about the Veil. And she kind of disintegrates in front of you. But you can feel like you can hear her like footsteps running as like there's a passageway that you now see is kind of covered up by the Veil, and she's running through it, and you can tell the Veil is heavy there. It's almost like she is throwing obstacles towards you. What do you do?
And she kind of disappeared on me as well. Yes.
Yeah, but you can I can see her trace, and as in like you can tell where she's going. You still got a moment to like chase or do something with the Veil to like maybe lead her back. This is kind of like a digital environment that you can remake. Same.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What can I remake it here? So she turned invisible and she's throwing some things at me. Yes.
What she's doing is she is running. Yeah, she's running through like a tunnel you couldn't see because of all the virtual reality displays, and she's kind of like you can kind of see like she's twisting the tunnel to make it look longer than it is to make it look farther than she is, and she's like trying to throw. She's setting up like traps or whatnot. You can kind of feel that, but you need to do something to get through them. You can't just like walk in and like.
Yeah. I suppose I'm like running after her, and I just like say to myself like, you were never as good as I am, and I just like just like in the hood I just like look, because we see my cyber eye just like look at all of those things, and they start to like just like shooting them with like the arcade game, and they start to and I pull the essence from them, and I actually she's like maybe like taking a moment to look at me if I'm running after her. I just like reconfigure it that there will be like a turn in the corridor while there is not, and that if she turns she'll like hit the wall, and like then I could like catch her.
All right, so roll plus cyber brain.
Oh my god, yeah, that's yeah, let's do it. It's 12, and I need to spark something when I'm using Cyber Brain. I think I'm going to spark Powerful because this is definitely my jam.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so on a 10+, you do it on all three. So you do not suffer feedback. The change is not noticed, and your subconscious stays repressed. So I think there is a moment where Zeus is kind of leaning over you, and he's about to say something, and you can kind of feel like the space around you is starting to resemble those coffins. But you do it. I think what happens is like even more dramatic. So like you try to make her smack into a wall. No, what happens is you kind of like you smack the wall, and maybe like you drag the wall towards you, and her kind of trapped, and and yeah, she realizes trapped, and she turns around you, and you finally see there's fear in her eyes, like the bravado is leached away. What do you do?
Yeah, I slowly walk toward her. I stay I stop like 3 meters away. And maybe at this point, for no good reason, we'll find ourselves in this like coffin hotel capsule, but like not the super tiny one, it's like a little bit bigger one, so that I'm not like very claustrophobic about it, but it like shows and it like changes this environment. And I'm going to say, I was always better than you. I mean, me, Kess, was better than you. You cannot defeat me in this space, so start talking.
All right. So I would ask for a break. Is that 10 minutes you want? Sorry.
If we could, but if you want to continue, I'll just take a 10-minute break and rejoin you.
Yeah, if that's all right. So because we're nearly close to wrapping up this session, so if you want to take a break now, that's fine. I'll go to everyone.
If that's acceptable.
Yeah. Or does everyone want to take a break so that you can, so that when we come back you can stay in the action. But we're close to wrapping up anyway. But
so I'll be back in 10.
Okay. All right. So okay, be back. We'll back again. We'll come back to him. So we'll cut back to the main area. Marcus is there weeping. I think Sawako is going to decide what to do with him.
I
Paul,
want to do something with him. I want a scene there.
Oh, okay. All right. So you can sneak us in before Sawako decides what to do. What do you want to do, Paul? Yeah.
It's nothing final for me, so I will leave it up to Sawako anyway. So all this time I've been recording him with my cybernetic implant. So I have been recording him and his reactions and storing that for further studies. But for now, I want to approach him. And in the beginning, I say like very cold approach, so it's probably a bit unnerving, especially in the situation that he's at right now. But I will try to, well, my purpose here is to study him and get a good feel of what he's feeling and why, actually, what his purpose was before, and why is he reacting the way that he's reacting now that his goal failed.
Okay. So you're trying to probe him, or are you gone?
No, and I'm also trying to be a bit more thoughtful here, like not disturb him too much, because I understand how it feels to be approached by an apparatus. I'm trying to use my playbook move, the Abyss Stirs Back.
Yeah, no, this is totally the moment to do that. You're kind of interacting with, you're trying to understand, humanity, and like, this man who was possessed to do so much. Well, that makes sense. I think you're feeling peace. You sounds like you're certainly quite peaceful.
Yeah, I can't feel anything else anyway for now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 9.
Right, on the 9, you generate 1 humanity, and you can spend it 1 for 1 for any of the following. So you can choose an option from the Rise move. You can ask any question from your special move, or divulge a belief or truth about yourself or your target in order to inflict humanity harm, which is like, that's harm for the soul.
Yes, exactly. Maybe later, that one. For now, I would choose an option from the Rise move, which would be to unlock a new emotion and not assign a value to the state. And I think I will unlock Powerful.
Wow. Wait, how
Through
how you? Yeah.
I feel a bit more confident right now in my abilities,
Yeah, I think yeah.
understanding of, well, humanity.
What's the value you assign to it?
I will assign a 0 to that one. So
Fab.
not powerful.
Yeah, and I think when you're kind of staring and analyzing him, he kind of like he cowers a bit because he thought you were Sawako, but he kind of sees you and it's like you're not the one to decide, right? Are you? Because I have a lot to offer still. I made mistakes, but
I am not.
he kind of looks at you and Sawako is like he doesn't know he doesn't know if that makes him feel better or worse.
I know this is scary, but you're not the only one that did mistakes, and this is not necessarily the end.
I think he just cowers at that end because Sawako is going to decide for that. Bahar, so you're watching all this. Hanchgo kind of tuts behind you, and he's like, "Well, I'm hoping. Well, I would make remarks, but honestly, your clientele and mine, there's probably quite some overlap in terms of emotionality and mistakes."
Probably, I would say. I mean, your clientele is looking for enjoyment in like things they can control, and mine is looking in enjoyment in things they cannot really control. So, but still, I mean, both is like diving into virtual realms or diving into memories. I think this is not too different.
Oh, I've always wondered why anyone would ever want to dive into something they can't control. We already have enough of that here.
Oh, it's fascinating. Totally. I mean, it brings up so many questions. Enjoying dreams of other people, all those experiences.
What do you enjoy of them, then? Bahar, my dear.
Feelings you can never feel, memories of things you never did. I mean, all of those things flowing into your mind. It's exhilarating. You feel it with your whole body. I mean, all the emotions going through you.
And I was wondering why someone like you is paired up with someone like Zeus. I see why. He wants all of that, but he believes everyone should have that, not just for a price. Don't tell me you're becoming a freedom fighter now, padding up with Zeus.
Me? Why? Freedom. Freedom. What's freedom? What is freedom? I mean. So Bahar will look very confused.
Yeah, and I think Hanchko laughs at that. It's like, well, those are for the philosophers. I guess we're here to make money.
Exactly.
I'll be sure to return the favor and drop by to the store then, and clear up all this unpleasantness that your regular and my acquiescence to him has given you.
Oh, please do, please do. And just in case you don't know what to do with all of those memory chips, there's a place. Just in case.
Just in case. And he's kind of looking away, just thinking about that, just the implications of that. So Sawako, so Slavic, while you were gone, basically, Polya used their move to basically take in all this humanity is happening. Basically, Marcus crying and unlock Powerful, and Marcus is cowering, waiting for your verdict.
Right. I unsheath the katana and say, I don't normally do this, but I haven't had the time to look through your past sufficiently, so I'll make a deal. Polya, would you like to judge this man for me?
To what?
Would you like to judge this man for me?
To judge this man.
He has done something terrible, and I'm on the edge. I'm having difficulty deciding whether he should live with his shame or die for his sins. What do you think? The code says if someone inflicts grave harm on others, wittingly or not, he deserves to die. And yet, this man in his pitiful state, corrupt as he is, not sure if he deserves it. What is your outlook?
I take another look at Marcus, and I also replay my recordings in the meantime, and trying to assess his behavior. And then I will look at him, but I will respond to Savoko and say, I think he's suffering quite a lot at the moment. I think he's paying the price. I think he will make himself pay a higher price in the end. And maybe in the future, he will overcome this and become something better. I'm not convinced, but I think it's worth a try. I say, let him suffer.
I look at the machine who just spoke. Well, what do you know? You might be the most human of us all. And I put the katana back, but I grab one of the throwing knives and I jam it right into the Marcus skull, right where the interface would be. The aim is not to kill, but the interface is going to be fucked.
Yeah.
Maybe there will be damage, but I don't care. He's banned from the Veil now.
Ooh. I think, once he's done that, he's kind of crying, stops, and he's just overwhelmed by the lack of the Veil now, as you bound him, and he's looking new, and his voice is kind of flat, as if the emotion is kind of draining for a moment. And he's like, "What do I do now?" I want to repent. I want to there. And I think he kind of stands up and he looks at you, Savoko, and is like, they're coming for me.
Sawako's not there.
Oh, no.
Savoko already moved on.
Oh, okay. So he's
Sentence delivered, end of.
Yeah, okay, all right. Oh, the poor guy.
You can say that to Polya if you want, but...
No, I think he's just muttering to himself, like...
Also, I think I need to roll the honor.
Oh, yes, because you are...
Because they did levy a more lenient sentence.
Yes, all right. So how are you doing?
So what do I roll with? Is it a bear roll?
How are you feeling right now?
In a way, I think I was joyful because the only reason why he's still alive is because Polya's words got to me. the philosophy that they espoused was close enough to me to rival the temple philosophy. So I think I might be kind of joyful about that. That there's something more.
All right. So
Okay.
we'll proceed.
Jesus Christ! I rolled a 5.
Wow. Okay. So they mark XP for that. And what's going to happen is, well, I think is we'll see the consequence of what's going to happen later. But I think you get a message back, and it's from your mentor, Tento, saying, "Meet me and bring Polya with you soon."
Which is right away.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll find out the consequences of that next week. So I think we're gonna end off with the one last scene. We're gonna wrap up Kess's rampage of revenge. So you've trapped this woman who I think I don't think she'll ever say her name. We'll see. You trapped this woman, and she's just like, so you want to know everything. What makes you think you deserve to know everything? You're just a cog. You're just a little piece in something grand. And as far as I can see, a bolt doesn't deserve to know why he's put in a place or why he's replaced in this machine of ours. When she's saying this, you can hear like there is a tenor of fear. I think she's trying to be brave about this.
Yeah, I don't suppose Kess has much more violence in him at this point. And he says, you killed this body and you killed my other body, and you won't even tell me why? Like at least you can do this one for me. Like, I deserve to know. Here, let us look at this way. If I'm gonna have to learn this, I will keep causing trouble. If you tell me, I might just leave you guys be and go my other way. But I need answers. I need to know.
Okay, so that sounds like another ultimatum. You've clearly dealt out what you're gonna do, or threat, or is this sway? Do you think? She's at a position where she's willing. If this goes well, she'll probably do as you say. I think she's not willing to like negotiate, if it means saving her skin.
Yeah. I don't think Kess has much violence in him. He expelled like as much as he could muster. Now he's like just like trying to get to her to just like, be the nice guy. Just like, tell me what, like, you murdered me already twice. Just tell me why. Yeah, I think it's okay this way.
Okay, so that's a sway. Yeah. So how are you feeling in this moment?
Yeah, I think I'm feeling peaceful. Like, I'm trying to get to her. I'm trying to de-escalate the situation. There was violence. I didn't enjoy it, but now I'm trying to like de-escalate it. So yeah, I'm going to try to feel calm myself, her, and see where it takes me. But it's +0, so probably not very far. Let's see.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, it's a 5.
Oh no! Why do we start rolling bad at the end of the session? We were rolling well earlier.
It's called a cliffhanger.
Yeah. And I think you. Let me look at my list of things that I can do. I think what's going to happen here is, as you say that, when she sees that you're kind of like willing to look down, she just shakes her head and she says, "Of course, why don't you just listen to what I said? You don't deserve answers just because you say you do. You have to mean it. That's what me and my sisters are doing. We are doing what we want and we mean to. You can't just ask and expect us to deliver. You are just consequence. You and Zeus and everyone else we need to step over. You, Zeus, your friend, even the queen herself, Arista Jordan, all just stepping stones. That's what you are." And suddenly her eyes go up, as in they dial back, and suddenly her body goes slack, as her slack just turns off, and she clatters to the ground in front of you, just like any doll, but she's gone. Yeah, and unless you want to do something, I think that we're gonna wrap up there.
Yeah, like I think yeah, so I have this implant cybernetics interface which is like intercepting. I think I like immediately go and see like this entire like network, and we see this like little like signals going left and right, and I'm just like looking at her body and just like trying to quickly like assemble some like tracing signal connection to try and learn where's she going, like where's this upload or going, unless she just basically like killed herself right here. But maybe, but yeah, Guess thinks it's like some download to be uploaded somewhere else to another body. So yeah, I want to like trace it.
Okay, let's see. What move would that be? Trying to make sure. I think no, there's no danger because you're tracing. You're in a kind of position of power here. Let's see. It's not doing things. It is a form of neutralize. You're trying to take control of the situation. But none of those options will give you what you want. Maybe just analyze. You're kind of analyzing to see if you can trace where her consciousness is going. How does that sound?
Yeah, I'm thinking if this gives us, if there is any question that can tell me something about the situation.
There is. Yeah, those questions would definitely. One is my enemy's true position. It's going to tell you if you get it.
Okay.
So how are you feeling? Or peaceful, but probably not.
Yeah, I'm thinking, was this implant with me all the time? Yeah, it was. I think this one was with me for all the time. So, and since I was an architect of caches, like I'm used to like tracking people who don't want to be tracked or tracking signals. So yeah, I feel that this is my jam. Like I'm feeling powerful.
All right.
I'm spiking this emotion as much as possible. Oh my god. Yeah, it's a 9. So
9. So you can ask ask 2 questions. Wow, this move is generous. I'm used to 7 to 9 on these kind of questions, only asking 1, but ask 2. Go on.
Yeah, we said that what is my enemy true position will give me the answer, or sort of like the area where the signal went, or where's it going?
Yes. Yeah, you see that, yes, this is not her killing herself. Her consciousness has been decanted out of her body, and it's kind of zipping through the veil. And you're tracing it, and you can see that it leads up towards the poorer parts of Prudence. and you're not exactly sure what the location is. But you pinpointed like the building where it's been downloaded to, and that's a place you can go to next session once I figured out what that one is. But yeah, so you figure out the place. You know where her consciousness is downloaded. You can also tell from the traces in the Slack that this is Ada Zhang, this woman.
Okay, cool. I know her name was mentioned, but yeah, now we know her name. Yeah, since I'm tracking her, like, I think it's cool to ask what, if anything, appears out of place here or with the signal, or yeah.
I think here, what if anything appears out of place is here, because this is her inner sanctum. She contracted you to build something here, and I think you kind of find it. You find like what she was working on when at least I get the trace of the Slack working on it, and you see the console that leads to the cache that you were contracted to help build with Mina. And whatever's inside there is now like accessible to you.
And the cache is at this location, or is it somewhere else?
I think no, it is somewhere else. It's I'm not. I shouldn't make it too easy. We have 2 more sessions. No, I think you know that you built stuff here, but it's not here. Yeah, it is in a separate location from where she was kind of decanted. But yeah, you have the location anyway of the cache that you were contracted to build before you were killed.
Cool. Is it probably somewhere where Arista Jordan was found dead by any circumstance?
You know, it might just be nearby where Arista Jordan was found dead. It just might be. No, it actually is. Yeah, it is. Play coin. No, it is. So that's a place for you to go. And I think we can end there. You tapping on this dead, well, not dead, but this Slack. As yeah, I think we'll end there. I'm gonna stop the broadcast. Wait, no, end of session stuff first. Nearly forgot. Let's go through everyone's questions/beliefs and see if they were tested or you worked your way towards answering it. I'll start with you, Sawako. What you got?
So I've got 3. The first one is that obligation is stand above the regular laws and so on a bound. I think I've tested it.
You totally have, yeah.
So I think that will be, but I didn't quite went against it. I didn't solve the belief. Then, can I have a life outside the temple? I think that I've made progress into finding that, especially with the connection to Polia.
Okay.
And finally, I still have no clue, and I didn't make any progress in the obligations of Arista Jordan. So
all right. So yeah. So when you test, okay, let me read when it's a belief. So if a belief is tested deception, mark 1 XP at the end of the session. Belief gets you into trouble this session, mark 2 XP. I don't think it got you into trouble. I think it got you into the opposite of trouble. It gave you complete complete authority. Let's yeah. So I think 1 XP for that, and for kind of like outside temple, you made your way, so it's only 1 XP. You did pursue the answer.
Yeah, sure, but I'm happy with that. I can live with 2 XP.
Okay. Next, Kess.
Unfortunately, not much happened with me figuring out who the actual Zeus is, or maybe
you worked your way towards it. I'd say you found out quite a bit that yes, he is a freedom fighter architect who knew a lot of people.
I didn't find that he is a freedom fighter. This was told to Bahar, not to me, but I kind of learned that he was working on this project as well. He was working for this club.
He was killed and was killed he was killed by nefarious means. You found that out as well.
Yeah, and I need to learn how Arista Jordan how death of Arista Jordan is connected to my own death.
You're working your way towards it. I don't think you've answered it yet.
But I think it got me into a fair bit of trouble.
The thing that only works if. Oh yeah, that's a belief. Yes, it definitely did. It definitely did.
Yeah, yeah. The same way I kind of think that Sawako was also in trouble for pursuing his belief because he was in this like VR play that was collapsing down. But it's up to you. So yeah, I think this one like got me in trouble. So I should like 2 experience.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think you did the last one. She didn't interact with Paul today.
We kind of separated very early on and didn't
Yeah.
interact since then.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll see next week. Yeah. So yeah, that's 3 XP. Ooh, you get an advance. So fab. Right. Polya.
Yes, I don't believe I made any progress at all in any of them.
No. I think definitely I need to give you more spotlight next session for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I need to work. Yeah, we'll work on that.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. But in last but not least, Bahar.
Yeah. So I don't know if I explored on erasing my memories of Arista Jordan.
Not quite.
Not really. Second one, not really, but the last one, like this conversation with Hunch Go about like dreams, VR, so on and so forth. I feel like this was going into this direction of exploring what is actually defining me.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So you can take 1 XP then. I'd say you got 1 last session, I think, because you worked on erasing Arista Jordan. So I'll just note that down here. You have 2 XP.
Yeah, and I rolled a 6, so I have 6 minus, so I have 3 in total.
Oh yeah. All right. Fab. So okay, I think that's all the end of session stuff. I think all the other moves are beginning session stuff. I think that's it. Fab. All right, I'm gonna start the broadcast. Thanks very much. Your characters are ridiculous. This world is ridiculous, and you all are great. But I'll save all the stuff for at the end of the broadcast. So I'm gonna stop here. Goodbye, YouTube.